Gentlemen, welcome to your HSBN Miami Marlins Media Day press conference. Coach, if you could begin by introducing yourself and also introducing the players here with you.
Howard Stein, head coach West Broward. To my left, I have Justin Wax, senior. Ivan Quinones, senior. Behind me, David Blyer, senior. To the right there, Derek Bermudez, sophomore. And to my right, the big guy over here, Roberto Lopez, senior.
Third year now over at West Broward. Starting to get all the pieces in place where you want them?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the first year where it looks like the vision I had for the program. We've got true leadership. We've really worked hard for the last 2 years to build culture. We're working a lot harder, and yeah, I think this is the year that we're ready to go and take the next step.
Share with me some of the pieces in place. Share some of the that concept that you had when you first came in and that you now are seeing.
It's just a concept based on just hard work all the time, accountability, young guys coming up through the program with leaders to follow, and that's just something that's been lacking in the past. And when I look on the field now, I'm like, yeah, this is what it should look like.
What's it been like for you guys as players to kind of, build this new foundation with Coach Stein over these last few years?
So it's been a struggle before. Before he came, we had 3 different coaches in 3 different years. So we were struggling to find a coach. And before my sophomore year, when he came, there was no coach, or my freshman year, there was no coach, and we didn't have a fall season. So when he came, he brought stability. We actually had a coach that we knew he was going to be here the next year and the next year. And we started just kind of building together, growing as a team. And I've been with these guys forever now.
And that's one of the things I've always noticed with West Broward is that the players, the chemistry is just, it seems like it's always been there. It seems like you guys are just so tight. What is it about this program, these players that makes that relationship the way it is?
Well, we connect very well, during school hours, during the day, and then after school, of course, we go to practice and then we connect there as well. And we all just come together and we all understand each other, and we just play with each other, and we're all brothers.
It just seems like they all have a united, goal and vision. It's got to be music to your ears as a coach. Am I right?
No, it's great. Well, we've got a great squad. The other day, Coach Raniero from Barry came out, and everyone he looks at, he's like, "Oh, who's that?" I'm like, "Great kid, great family, great grades." And it sounds like it was just replay. But when I look here, it's all the same. Everyone here, probably 3.5 plus GPA, and yeah, they're great kids. It's awesome to come out to practice every day. Yeah, it's great.
GPA like that it's not a bad thing to have for baseball. It's just a thinking man's game. How much does that help you guys that you've got such an intelligent group of players, and I'm assuming there's probably a decent amount of communication as well. Do you see ways in which that elevates the play and the ability that you guys are doing?
Yeah, everyone understands you got to be accountable. Everyone's got to put in their work, and you just make sure no one's slacking. Everyone's just on pace. Everyone's in sync, and it's just.
Coach, tell me a little bit about the start of the season. You guys are playing in the BSN tournament down in Columbus.
Yeah, no, it's a fun start. It is. I look at it. I look at the schedule every week, and I'm like, oh boy, we got a lot. It's just a lot of traveling early. We play Brito Monday at Pace, then we play Pace on Thursday, and then we jump right in and we see Columbus, Belen, Palmetto. Week after we go St. Thomas, Key West. But yeah, that tournament should be cool next week. We're gonna see a big arm Monday night for Brito, draft pick guy, and Pace is always good. So yeah, it should be a fun start to the season.
Besides just the travel, that's and the tough competition. The starting in a tournament that always it seems like it's a little more of a challenge because you go right into that competitive environment where you actually are trying to play for a tournament title essentially.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want everything to be successful. Everything needs to be a competition. If you look at successful people, yeah, they're competitive. They're competitive dudes, and that's what I really think we have. And yeah, it should be great. We're excited for Monday.
Gotta assume you guys are excited to get that trip down to Key West too. Is that something you guys have talked much about?
Yeah, we've been ready for that since the beginning of the fall. We've been talking about it. We've been talking about who we're gonna room with, how we're gonna play over there, how the environment's gonna be. We've been ready for it since the beginning of the year.
Have any of you guys ever been down and seen the stadium down there? Made a trip to Key West before?
No.
So, bunch of Floridians, your first time to even go down. Besides just the baseball, just the life experience with it.
It's a different experience. It should be fun.
Have you talked too much about the baseball environment that they're gonna be experiencing down there?
I've given them a preview, but there's like nothing. Yeah, there's nothing you can say till you're right in the middle of the lion's den. Like it's different down there.
Talk a little bit about the new district. I mean, I get it from coach. We can also get it from the players. You know, obviously the state changes and the formatting that kind of go with that this year. You know, you guys have got some Miami teams now, although you don't have to play them. And, you know, the whole format's just a little different. You know, what's that like for you guys as coaches and you know, getting your team ready?
Like honestly, I'm not happy with it just because, like, you know, I've been in this district for like 17 years. Like no Cypress Bay, no Western, like those schools are a stone's throw away from West Broward.
Yeah, and they're kind of the rivalries that you got built when the school opened too.
Right. So yeah, those are schools that should be in the district. But yeah, we still have Flanagan, which is good, and then we've got Crop, Reagan, and Hialeah Garden. So it'll be different, and
Yeah, kind of some new faces.
yeah,
And,
yeah, it'll be different. We don't play the Miami schools until districts, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with this cycle, and we'll roll with it, and hopefully it all works out.
from a player's point of view, do you guys kind of are you regretting that you don't get those rivalry games, and you know, especially when they're a district game, because it did kind of mean something. It wasn't just that you were playing a rival.
Those rivalry games, like last year was my first year, and I would wake up and be looking forward to all the Flanagan games, all the Cypress games, the Western games. So yeah, just even though it was 1 year, it kind of bums me out that we don't have those rivalry games anymore. Obviously, we got to play whoever's in the other dugout, but yeah, those rivalry games last year were really special.
Yeah, see, I agree. You know, I think that's a nice part of high school baseball. I mean, thankfully, like you said, you still have Flanagan, because that's one of the negative aspects I'm seeing a little bit with the changes is some of those rivalries are being taken away from teams,
Yeah, definitely.
or even if they're playing, it's kind of anticlimactic because they're not playing for a better seed or anything that they get out of it necessarily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a game against Cypress doesn't count as much anymore. We play them to play them at this point, but before it was, we got to beat them here so we get a better seed, and then we play whoever to win the district.
And especially in your district, those seedings always that was really, really impactful a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Those matchups we would create was a big deal, maybe more than in some other districts. Let's circle a little bit, talk about you guys. You know, we talked about a lot of the different road trips, but I saw you guys are making a trip up to Orlando. Get to go see our friend at Dr. Phillips.
Yeah, it should be wild. We play Evans at Dr. Phillips. He's got a good club, and yeah, it should be fun. I'm hoping we can do a little better than we did the 2 games at Flanagan the first year. And yeah, we got Winter Springs and Dr. Phillips. Yeah, always good to get away over spring break and play. Yeah, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, just like they had said, you know, talking about the rooming and different things out, you know, off the field, getting ready for Key West. You know, just how impactful and how, you know, much can it influence your season? You know, those road trips that you get away with the team like that.
I think it brings the team together. When you can go out and then have a whole trip together, it just kind of puts glue to a team. Like when we went to Cooperstown as 12-year-olds, those are guys that I'm still friends with to this day that I've played with other teams, and they just doesn't have the same connection because you just didn't connect the same. When you're rooming with them, it's just different.
Yeah, you just get a more intimate relationship opportunity that, you know, again, you always see the positive aspects of that. One of the last things that I hadn't touched on that I was curious about was just looking a little bit at personnel, the X's and O's, and, you know, the pieces on the team. I think you guys lost a pretty good amount of pitching from last year, if I'm not mistaken. You know, where are we as far as the different pieces and components of the roster?
Top pieces work well. At the top of the rotation, we're as probably good as anybody in the region. Like we're gonna throw enough strikes, and we're gonna play enough defense, and we're really gonna compete. We've got Sebastian at the top of the rotation, and Mike Fortes and Brandon Clement behind him. and we've got a bunch of other guys that are gonna throw, I don't know, 83 to 85 and throw a ton of strikes, and yeah, and they're gonna compete. So yeah, I think we're gonna pitch enough to play with everybody.
I mean, I know everybody has their goals set, but are there any specific goals that you have got, you know, for this team besides obviously making the run and getting a state championship?
No, that's the ultimate goal, man. You've known me long enough. Like we wanna play in the last game of the year. That's always the ultimate goal, and we prepare every day to play the best baseball we can. So yeah, we prepare every day and hopefully practice every day to play in the last game of the season. And yeah, I hope this is the year, and I think we have the pieces in place where we can make a good run this year.
Well, guys, here's to making that happen. I'd be excited to watch it. I know it's you know, for me personally, I've been able to watch West Broward since the very beginning grassroots. So it's always been exciting to see the history, and I'd be more than happy if you guys make it to that mountaintop. I guess maybe open it to any of the players. What would it mean to you guys to be a part of the West Broward team that made that run the states?
It would be great, honestly. It would be the best thing that ever happened, and I'm happy I'm going through it with all these guys.
Brothers, ready to win it with brothers out here, and just make the run, be the first baseball team to win the states, all that. And we have the team to do it this year. Chemistry pieces are all there.
Amen. Well, guys, here's to making it happen. I'll be rooting and watching.
Thanks a lot, Rick.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.